everyone, it's Samantha, and today's video is my August/September chit chat. I am filming this in September. I usually film these right at the end of the month, but we're well into September now, so this video is going to go up a little bit late because we have had some sad news, and I don't want to bum you guys out too much, but it is part of my life, and so I really do need to discuss it. I feel like I just got to get it off my chest a little bit, but I'm going to save all the sad part till the end of the video so you can just skip over that. You can tell by the title of this video what I'm going to talk about, but I thought I'd save it till the end because I want to have a little bit of a happy spin on the rest of this video because a lot of it is happy. So let's just dive right in. I've got a huge list of stuff to talk about today. So the first piece of news is I changed my YouTube channel name. I was Vanilla Mom and now I'm Sammy's Sweet Life, and I've been wanting to change the name pretty much since I changed it to Vanilla Mom. I don't know, it didn't fit me completely. It didn't have my name in it, which I wanted it to have some sort of my name thing in it. And so I've been thinking about it for a long, long time, pretty much as long as this channel's been alive. So I will change my, YouTube header and my thumbnail design moving forward. I'll change it at some point. It still says Vanilla Mom, but I'm definitely going to be sticking with the Sammy's Sweet Life name. I just really like it. I feel like it fits what I'm talking about here. I finally ended up changing it right around when we hit 5,000 subscribers. So I'm really excited. There's 5,000 of you guys here joining me. I'm just blown away. My channel is getting close to 3 years old, I think, because I started my channel a couple months before I got pregnant. And so Olivia's 1.5. So that puts this channel about 2.5 to 3 years old. I feel like that's really good growth for me, not putting the channel stuff out there, not having any kind of social media to go along with it, really. It's just been you guys finding my videos. So I really appreciate you guys being here and subscribing and sticking around. I really just hope to see this channel continue to grow. It's just something I've been really passionate about. I've just loved making videos for you guys. And it's just a creative outlet for me. I've talked about this quite a few times. This is one of my me time adult activities that makes me feel like more than just a milk machine, more than just a baby cleanup crew. It's definitely where my passion is at. I have two passions, I guess, now: scrapbooking and making videos. I just love making videos. Speaking of scrapbooking, I'm back full force into scrapbooking. I scrapbook every single night. I think I've missed one night, which goes along with the sad events, but I've been scrapbooking every night. I've been really just cranking through some of those old photos, and I ordered my photos for August. I printed all the August photos, so I'm going to try my best to get those August photos scrapbooked this month. I have a little scrap area set up, and if you want to keep up with my scrapbook stuff, you can check out my scrapbook channel. It's the Scrap Master here on YouTube. It's always in the description box below. I don't know, I love scrapbooking. It's really helped me cope with the move and cope with all the things that have gone on before the move and since the move. So that's just been what I've been doing with my free time. I've been watching Downton Abbey, which has been so good. I'm on the 5th season now. I've just watched it the whole time I scrapbook. So an hour or so every night I'm watching Downton Abbey and I'm scrapbooking. So it's been really nice to have a show I've been really interested in. That's pretty much all I've been up to lately. I still have been listening to a ton of audiobooks, but I haven't done any real actual reading because I've been scrapbooking and watching TV. So the next thing on my list is the move. We moved 1,000 miles. Just starting to get settled in. Our furniture was delivered maybe 2 weeks ago, so we've fully unpacked now. We're getting things organized in the house. We're pretty much settling in now. It just still feels weird being here. Austin is just so much bigger than I ever even thought. It is ridiculously crowded. There's traffic no matter what time of day it is, and that's something I'm totally not used to. There was hardly any traffic in Champaign, so it's definitely been a huge, huge shift for us to have traffic nonstop. The shopping's been great. I've loved having so much shopping. I've loved having so many restaurants. I guess let me back up a little bit. traveling with Olivia was so easy, so much easier than I thought. I was really worried that she was gonna have some sort of major meltdown and it'd be completely mortifying on the airplane, but she was so good. I'm serious. I could not have asked for better travels with her. She was happy. As far as traveling through the airport, basically I had time to stop at Starbucks and then travel to our next gate, and they were already boarding. So there was no sitting in the airport except the very beginning. We got there early for our flight and we sat there for maybe an hour, and she just had fun climbing on the chairs. She did not run at all. And thankfully the Champaign airport is super duper tiny, so there was not very much room for her to run around anyway. There was just like, I think there's like 2 or 3 gates. I'm serious, it's the tiniest airport. And so there was nowhere for her to like really run from me. And so I didn't even have to pull out like the toddler leash thing that I had brought. And then when we were traveling through the Chicago airport, because we flew from here to Chicago to Austin, at the Chicago airport, we didn't have time to even sit down. So she was just strapped into the car seat on the little rolly thing. She did so good. I was so impressed with how she handled everything. The only bad thing about moving here was the first like full solid week, she cried before going to sleep every single time. I'd have to sit with her and try to help her calm down. You know, she's used to going to sleep really easily, but changing her to the pack and play and to a new environment, it was just scary for her, I think. It was like a scared cry, so I felt really bad for her with that. But after a week, she started realizing that this is our new home, and she was settling down a lot better, and now she's perfectly fine. I just felt so bad for her. You know, she didn't really understand, you know, we're moving. She's not at the right age to really comprehend that, so it was a big shift for her. Other than that though, she has adjusted just like a champion. Completely fine. It's been us that has been having the problem adjusting, but we're slowly getting there. It's just a big, huge shift. Everything's different. I mean, the temperature, the environment. We've already seen a snake. We've seen tons of lizards, tons of frogs, tons of dragonflies, tons of mosquitoes. We're used to not having mosquitoes, and now we have to douse ourselves in bug spray to go outside. Pretty much anytime we go outside, there's mosquitoes. So that's been a huge, huge shift for us. So let's talk about some of the not so good things before we dive into the really good stuff. So I have a list of things I listed as not fun stuff. We had a power disaster, yes. So when we moved, like the week before we moved, I signed us up for our utilities, and everything's done through City of Austin, or so I thought. So this is like a 2-part power disaster here. So when we first moved in, everything was fine. The day Olivia and I arrived, the next morning when we woke up, the power was off. We had no power, we had no water. Everything was off. I go to my email to find the utility company's number, and they had emailed me a couple of days before saying they needed me to bring in proof of identity. They couldn't find my identity. So I had to go to their physical place and bring this stuff in. Well, I was traveling. I didn't check my email, so I didn't know that they needed this stuff. So they cut off our utilities as soon as the other tenants had dropped their utilities. They shut them off. They didn't turn them on for us. So that day, it was like, oh gosh, I don't know, like 95 degrees here. And that morning, Olivia had woken up with a spiked temperature because of traveling. You know, she got sick. And so her temperature was just really, really high. And the house was already starting to get hot by the time we woke up. And we didn't have any running water or electric. So we went to a hotel room for a day and just hung out at the hotel room. And I thought, you know, first thing when it happened, I thought, oh, this is great, we'll just go explore. Well, Olivia was sick that day, so we spent our whole day in a hotel room. At that point, we had Emma and Bella, so the 2 dogs stayed in the house, but it wasn't so hot that they were struggling. It was hot enough, though, that with Olivia having a temperature, we needed her in an air-conditioned area. We couldn't have her in a hot area. I had ordered a ton of groceries the night before the power went out. It ended up ruining our groceries with the power being off like a day and a half, it ended up being all those groceries I ordered were ruined. I did a grocery haul video talking about that. And so our first couple of days here, I was like, man, this place really stinks. There's so much traffic. It's super crowded. We're stuck in a hotel room. And I was like, what have we done with our lives? This is like the worst thing we have ever done. But it ended up working out okay. When we came back the next day, the electric was on again. So that was really good. And then power disaster number 2, I said the city of Austin does all the utilities. Well, they don't do the gas. And so our gas got shut off this last week. I guess they left it on until now. And so our gas shut off. The oven was how I figured out the gas was shut off. The oven wasn't working. So I called our landlord and had somebody come out and look at the oven, and they discovered the other problems with the oven at the same time. So it was actually still good that they came out, but they are the ones who were like, did you pay your gas bill because your gas is cut off? And I felt like such a loser. I had no idea we had to deal with a gas company on top of City of Austin utilities, because Austin claims that they're, you know, everything, all-in-one utilities, but it really wasn't. So we had 2 issues of, you know, things being cut off that shouldn't have been cut off. And so it was not fun. I didn't realize they were 2 different things. The people we talked to just said, you know, you go through City of Austin to do everything, but they didn't say, but your gas is through somebody else. They just said, you use City of Austin. So we had 2 adventures in power outages. Speaking of the gas stove, it's just, that's part of our not fun list. It's terrible. And we found out the sensor in the oven is off, and also there's a gasket around the door of the oven is like non-existent. It's falling apart. So both of those are being replaced. But until then, the oven just runs ridiculously hot, like scary hot. Like if you touch it, it's hot enough to burn you on the outside of the oven. And actually, you know, the drawer under the oven, I had some silicone bakeware in there. I have that mini muffin tin, and it burned the mini muffin tin. That's how hot it got. So we're really not using the oven at this point. It's just too scary. We're afraid we're gonna like burn the house down with the oven. It's a safety hazard at this point, but the stovetop I've been using a lot. So we're just, you know, without an oven still on and off. We've had trouble with the oven. Hopefully this next week that'll all be resolved and we'll be able to use the oven again. My other things on the not fun list were mosquitoes. I already talked about that. And also the water here tastes funny, and that's just a, you know, we're used to Champagne's water. We're not used to the Austin water, so it just tastes funny. We've been getting bottled water, and I really hate paying for water like that, but it just tastes bad enough that I wasn't drinking enough and I was kind of getting dehydrated, so we went ahead and got the bottled water. As far as fun things about Austin is there's so many things to do. We went to the Children's Museum with our one friend. I've got one friend who ended up moving here last year, so I got to reunite with her, and we went to the Children's Museum, which was amazing. Olivia loved it. I think we're probably gonna get one of their year passes. It is so much fun, and Olivia loved it. She was fully entertained the whole time we were there. We signed up again for our baby classes, so we're going to our baby gym class and our baby music class. Olivia loves both of those, so that's been nice. They both started back this last week. It's been really fun to get back into the swing of things and have somewhat of a schedule again. Another fun thing is the food here is amazing. There's all sorts of restaurants that we did not have in Champaign, and I love food, so it's been really nice to explore some of the new restaurants. We're just still not comfortable. You know, this doesn't feel like home yet, so it's been a little bit of a struggle trying to find our way around and trying to make it feel like home, and it's just not there yet. It's only been about a month, so we expected it to take some time, but we're just in that stage where it doesn't feel right yet. So I want to talk about the friends situation just a little bit, because I am in a situation where I'm gonna have to make new friends, and I dread putting myself out there, trying to make friends again. And so I'm gonna really take it easy on the making friends thing. I'm going to have 3 built-in friends at some point from my husband's work. Through his work, I've met 2 other women that I've become friends with since they're also moving here, and they'll be moving here at some point. We were one of the first families to make the move, so they aren't here yet, but once they get here, I'll have 2 more friends. I've got the one friend that moved here last year, so I'll have 3 friends. I'm not gonna join mom's groups or anything because in about a year, we are going to be moving. We are just renting this house, but until then, I'm just gonna take Olivia to the baby classes, make friends that way. That'll give her enough social time between my 3 friends and the 2 classes that we'll have plenty of social time. So I think she'll be totally okay with that. We bought a house, or we're in the process of buying a house. We're actually building. We're gonna be moving about 45 minutes away from where we are right now. So since we're moving that far away, I wanna get a lot of roots right here because I'm not gonna drive 45 minutes for play dates all the time. That's just kind of ridiculous. So I know that our time here is very limited. We're gonna have 1 year here. I don't wanna make too many friends. I'm just kind of keeping that in my mind, that it's very temporary right now. We can set down roots once we get our house. So let's talk about the house. We decided to build a house. So we're in the process of buying and building a house. We ended up finding one that we just absolutely love. I love the floor plan. I posted some pictures of some finished houses on my Instagram, and that's my only social media, by the way. I only do Instagram. I do have a private Facebook that I just keep friends that I actually know in person on there. So even if you find me on Facebook, I probably won't accept your friend request. I don't even think I have the option to friend request me unless you're friends with somebody that I already know. But anyway, if you want to follow me on social media, Instagram is the way to go. I always have my Instagram linked up in the description box. But anyway, I posted some photos over there of some finished houses to give you guys kind of a little sneak peek of what our house might look like at some point. So I'm really, really excited about building a house. This is totally a dream of mine, is to build a house and pick out every little thing in the house. So that's what we're doing. It'll be done in about 10 months is what they said. So we'll see. It's basically going to be huge. It's over 3,000 square feet. It's got 4 bedrooms, which we really wanted 4 bedrooms, and we really wanted a 3-car garage, but they only had 1 floor plan that had a 3-car garage, and it was a tandem garage. So from the outside, it still looks like a 2-car garage. It's just there's like an extra space to pull through. We thought about it for a while because we did want that extra garage space, but we just didn't love the floor plan on the inside. So we went with the one that I absolutely love. It's my favorite of the floor plans. We're gonna love it. We have our design appointments coming up soon where we get to pick out everything, and they said it's gonna be hours and hours of going through and picking out all of the fixtures and all of the colors and your countertops and your cabinets and faucets, doorknobs, like everything you pick out. So that's gonna be really fun and exhausting, I'm sure, having to decide all that stuff. So I'll definitely talk more about housing stuff as the process gets started, and I'll probably do a house tour because it's gonna be so good. It's just such a dream. It doesn't feel real right now. I never thought we would be in a position where we, have an opportunity to build a house aside from like hiring out contractors and doing it yourself, or this is a community. Basically, you pick a floor plan and they walk you through all the process and stuff. Whereas, if you're buying a plot of land and building it on your own, that's a whole different ball game. And so this is like the easy building, whereas the other stuff seems way more intimidating. So I'm really excited that they're building so much in Austin. That's one of the good things about moving here, is we do get this chance to build a dream house. But going along with that, this house is way bigger than our house in Champaign. It costs way more than our house in Champaign. And so for the first time, I really am gonna have to stick to a budget. So I can make sure that we're meeting our savings goals, because we are, saving for college, we're saving for retirement, we need to have a good emergency fund, we gotta save for, rainy days and stuff. I do have a planned out grocery budget that I'm gonna try to stick to, and so I'm planning on doing about $100 a week at the actual grocery store, $100 a month at Trader Joe's, and $100 a month at Target. So that's about $600 a month between all of that. And so we'll still have eating out on top of that. Johnny makes a joke and says we're hemorrhaging money right now because we do have the house payment and the rent. But we're really trying to rein it in so that we can manage this for a couple of months while our house sells. So yeah, our house went on the market this last week. We had painters come and paint the inside of the house, and we had a cleaning crew come and clean from top to bottom, and the pictures of our house look gorgeous. So we're hoping somebody will buy it very soon so we can be completely done with our Champaign adventure and be fully into our Austin adventure. I want to talk about a little bit about this channel and where we're going right now. I have filmed so many videos over the last month to month and a half, and they are going to be coming up this next month or month and a half. So my videos are really out of order. You're going to see some videos that are filmed in the Champaign house. You're going to see some videos that are filmed here pop up in random order, and I'm just trying to get all the videos up for you guys. So this next little bit's gonna be kind of weird with the videos because there's no kind of rhyme or reason to any of the videos. I'm just getting them up as quickly as I can edit them. And then I think probably next month or the month after, the videos will be more in real time. So more like, what I'm doing this month is what you're seeing this month. It's gonna be a little bit weird on this channel for a bit, but I think you'll like it because I'm bringing back the vlogs. I have a couple of vlogs that have popped up. I hope you guys are excited about those. I've had so many people asking me, when are you gonna film another day in the life? When are you gonna film a vlog? And I ended up going back to the vlogging thing. I talked about it in my first vlog. She's just growing so fast, and I love going back to those vlogs and watching her and seeing her everyday life because things change so quickly. It seems like one minute she's doing something and then the next minute she's a full-blown toddler. So it's totally something I want to capture in those videos, and since you guys like watching them, I want to post them here for you guys too. I do also have her 18-month video I gotta film very soon. That'll come up sometime soon. Let's go ahead and talk about the big thing. We lost Emma this month, and it's only been about a week, and I really don't want to cry on camera, so I'm gonna try not to cry. But this was something that was totally unexpected, and I can't believe that she's already gone. We had already lost Snow and Maya before we moved. I talked about losing Maya, I don't know, an update or two back, and those two we expected to lose. They were much older. Maya had cancer. We saw those coming. We had months to kind of emotionally prepare for those. And don't get me wrong, they were still ridiculously hard to deal with, and I'm still devastated over losing both of them. But we didn't see losing Emma for a long time. She was only 8 years old, so we thought we had a lot of years left with her. I still expect her to be in the room with me. So over a weekend recently, she was doing fine, and then during the day, she was kind of acting weird. She was walking a little bit weird. And by that night, she was barely able to walk. And what I thought is she had hurt her abdomen, or maybe her liver was acting up, because she has a really, really bad liver. She takes 5 pills a day to help manage her liver, and she's on special dog food to help keep her liver okay. And it's just like a ticking time bomb. We thought at some point her liver was just gonna give out, and then we'd have to say goodbye. So we've been managing her liver for a long time. And so when she was walking really weird with her back arched up, I thought maybe her stomach was hurting, her abdomen was hurting. And so we took her to the emergency vet in the morning because she was just you could tell she was in so much pain. She was barely walking, and she didn't really want to eat. And so we took her in. They found that it's her neck. Her neck was hurting, and they were saying she wasn't walking in a straight line. She was stumbling. They couldn't get reflexes out of her legs, and so they knew it was a spinal issue, and they ended up finding that it was in her neck, and they think it was a herniated disc. If you wanted to do everything possible to save your dog, they were saying that we could go and see a a spinal specialist and get an MRI or a CT scan done and then do surgery. And they said for herniated disc, normally the first course of treatment would be a steroid injection and anti-inflammatories. Well, her liver is so damaged and so weak that she could not have a steroid shot. So she couldn't do that. They recommended not putting her on anti-inflammatories for the same reason. Her liver just can't handle it. And so they gave us opiates, and I talked to the vet a long time about this. I'm like, what are we gonna do? You know, is she able to even have surgery with her liver being so bad? And she said, you know, probably not. They might try it just, you know, as an end thing and just try to save her life, but it might just ruin her liver. Specialists might not be able to even offer surgery as a solution. So we're really looking at, you know, just letting her rest. And so we did that for a few days, and she really couldn't do anything. She could barely walk. We were having to carry her outside so she could go potty, and it was miserable for her. It was miserable for us. And we were just like, okay, we're gonna wait it out, because online, even with the steroid shot, it says it can take like 6 weeks to 8 weeks for them to recover from something like this. And that's if it's not really bad. If it's really bad, they have to have surgery. I mean, there's just no healing from it. And so we were waiting and seeing, and then on the third morning of the waiting and seeing, she started just screaming as soon as I tried to pick her up, and she just laid like in the fetal position, shaking. And she was just in so much pain. Even on the opiates, they just weren't helping that much. And so we knew at that point we had to say goodbye. So we weren't gonna be able to just wait and see. It was too bad for her to just wait and see. And so that day we said goodbye to her. We had like 4 days to come to terms with this. We had hoped that she was gonna be okay with the waiting and seeing, and then she just got bad so quickly. And we said goodbye, and I'm just still in shock. I just can't believe that she's gone. I am a little bit depressed. I don't think I'm gonna need antidepressants or anything, but I'm just really blue, and it puts a damper on everything, and it puts a damper on trying to make this place feel like home. I definitely am heartbroken because she was my little baby doggy, and she was really my dog. And so losing her was really hard, and it's still hard. It's gonna be harder for a while. And that took us from having plural doggies to doggy, just one dog. We have Bella left, and Bella's doing great. Hopefully we don't lose Bella too. I was like, they were dropping like flies. We lost 3 dogs. It's ridiculous. And so I was looking back at my photos, and we lost Snowbee, our first dog that we lost, in April. So we lost her in April, Maya in June, Emma in August. So it's like every other month for the past half a year we've lost a dog, and it's been so hard. I know you pet owners are gonna totally understand where I'm coming from. It just breaks your heart to have to say goodbye to them. And people who don't own pets and don't really like pets are probably like, you're being ridiculous, but they really were part of our family. They were my babies before we had a baby. I know they're not even close to the same thing. It's like an insult to parents to compare your dogs to your babies, but they were my babies first. They were my first babies, and I loved them, and I still love them, and it's hard. And Olivia noticed this time especially. She looks for Emma, and feeding time, we feed 1 doggy now instead of 2 or 3 or 4, so she really notices that, and she kind of looks where I would feed Emma, because I feed them a little bit separately. And so she would look at Bella's bowl, look over for Emma, look at Bella's bowl, look over for Emma. It's kind of confused because she expects her to be there. And for a long time after we lost Maya, she kind of did the same thing. She looked for her. Snow really kept to herself, so I don't think Olivia really noticed that much was different when we lost Snow. She really noticed losing Maya, and then she really, really noticed losing Emma. So she just seems a little bit confused. And then so as far as adjusting to one dog, it's a huge, huge shift. Like I feel like so many family members are missing now. It's been really hard. So Bella doesn't really use dog beds, so we're gonna get rid of all the dog beds. Bella does not use dog toys at all, so we can get rid of all the dog toys. We have just one dog with one dog food. I said it's been hard like 5,000 times, but it's just been really hard. It just kind of overshadows everything right now. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know what had happened with her, and I wanted to get through the rest of the video without being cryy, so I wanted to save it till the end to talk about. But that's it. That's all I've got for this video. I know it's ridiculously long. This one's gonna be a huge one because I had so much to talk about, but that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. And I will be putting out videos 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I hope you guys have a great rest of your month, and I will have I'll have a chit chat video for you guys again in a month. Thanks for watching.